me, I see life there are two kinds of people. One kind of people is like never enough one. They're never enough, right?
Yeah.
And then they're always like, I want to make more money, blah, 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 this and that. Then they get into the whole thing like, yeah, why I should get this car so I can prove people this, or I buy this house so I can get this, so my picture is complete now, blah, blah, blah. And those people, while they are very driven, but there's this sense of like exhaustion somewhere. Like I can't describe what the feeling is. Then there are some people who are just very satisfied. But it doesn't mean that they are not driven to work also. Like they will still do work. But they come from a space that I'm already full, everything is bonus. The other one is that my life is empty, I have to fulfill it. Right?
That's why you have people who buy larger and larger houses, more and more and more and more and more cars, like 200 cars, 300 cars, right? Yeah. They couldn't find what fulfills them and makes them happy. They're always in search of the next thing. That's why they go from cars to boats to planes to islands,
watches.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I say it in a way, but genuinely I felt that I don't know since when that I understood this. Since when I'm still in the stage whereby I cannot afford a lot of things, right? I sort of understand this. I keep telling people, do you know actually it's very difficult for hyper rich people to feel happy. That type, because they are in pursuit of. That's why they do a lot of weird things when they are able to buy whatever they can, right? But for us, people like us, we buy a new camera, wow, damn happy, right? You bought a new watch, you're damn happy already. But for them, it's totally different. Yeah, there's nothing that can make them, wow, I finally got this, you know. So that's why we go everywhere. But like what you said, some people who are internally very calm and at peace, they still do what they do, right? And they still pursue what they are passionate of, but they understand happiness. I think doesn't come from objects, doesn't come from the things that you own.
How would you propose someone find? Now the question next, probably one of the last few questions is, if someone doesn't know their passion, what gives them fulfillment? How would they go about?
Yeah, that's the sad part also.
Difficult question, isn't it?
I'm at least for me, I'm very lucky. I know what's my passion from a very early young age, and then I just do what I like. So actually, ever since I started out on my own, it's akin to retirement. It's already akin to retirement because I'm just doing what I love.
So work's like your hobby.
Yeah, I'm just doing what I love, and that's it. I don't need to drag myself to office in the morning, and then stay there the whole day, and then drag myself home and all that. And then they call this retirement when by the time they hit 50 or 55 years old, they quit their job as an accountant or as a pharmacist or what, and then only they have the time to pursue what they love, But I'm so lucky. And some people don't even know what they love at their age. They don't even know what they love. That's why they go genting gamble lah. They go and drink at night. They watch football with friends and then they bet on it. And they go karaoke, sing whole night, clubbing and all that. But I'm so lucky that I happened to start my own thing that I love. And ever since then, it just felt like retirement. Yeah, money can go up, can go down.
And you never did this in like money-minded, like everything must make money, right?
Yeah. Of course, if it makes money, it's better lah. It's better lah. But
you're not like, I will only do this if I get this much money. I will only pursue this career if I can make this much money. You didn't have that thought lah.
And I'm so grateful with the people that I meet. I mean, friends like you, from being in this line, friends like Nicholas, all that, and the whole Evo Club people. I'm so grateful.
So diverse amount of people.
Where did all this gem
meet,
come from?
Yeah.
Roger lah, Chris Wee lah, right? CL lah, LK lah, Tana, TJ, all these amazing friends.
TJ, crazy guy.
All these amazing friends. Just wow.
Yeah.
Con,
And-
Josiah, Alex.
And Jack Barrow, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, he
Jack
came all
Barrow.
the way here for Enduro 2019.
Yeah.
He's telling me how much he hates the M235i because they would like to bully his car on the track, and stuff.
Before I read his work, Jeremy Clarkson was my favorite journalist. Then after I stumbled upon Jack Barrett, I read his stuff. I'm blown away. And from him, I opened up my mind to American motoring journalism, American car culture, and I have to say, they are multiple levels up there against whoever there is in the world. No car culture is crazier than Americans. No journalist is better than whatever they produce there. They are on a different level.
Is it because you say that they're not like hierarchy driven in their view of cars, or?
Yeah. Not only just that, every small town has a racetrack. There are people whose career is racing school buses. We in the world, right? Because we the world speaks English, right? And the Brits have better command in their whatever magazine. They're kind of. We are exposed to British side. They like to laugh at Americans. Oh, they only drive in a straight line and all that nonsense, right? But in actual comparison, right, there is almost no comparison. Americans see F1. Why they don't look up to F1 that much, right? They see it as like a showboating kind of thing, I mean, I'm not talking about NASCAR is better or whatnot, right? But car culture in US is totally on another level. That's what Jack Barrett opens up to me, this.
I was having food poisoning, but I have a brief chat with him. Really simple guy, right? Very expressive about cars.
Yeah.
But that little moment I shared with him was
offends everybody.
Yeah. He straight away offended my car. I hate this car.
He offends
But it's fun, right? It's fun. But I mean, your passion led you to your. It sounds like it sounds so nice to have your work be your hobby, right? Your hobby.
His work affected. You've read some of my writings, right?
Yeah.
I write very, very differently from everybody else, right? When I review cars and all that. Actually, it's greatly affected by Jack Barrett.
I can see that you like with Jeremy Clarkson, Jack Barrett. It's like there's a very different angle. There's a contextual difference, metaphors and stuff. Like one of my favorite ones you've written was the 5 Series. The 5 Series, the G31.
G30. I write very differently.
I like that because it's like I think sometimes I just miss reading magazines because it's like
Me too.
It's like you are unfolding a story bit by bit. I don't want to know the end, right? I want to be taken through a journey.
I miss writing. It's just that very few readers now. Very few people who reads, or when I first entered the industry, I get emails or texts from high ups in the car industry after they read my work. They will give me feedback or say that, wow, what a wonderful article and things like that. Like literally like the bosses of Mazda now, or back then Raymond Tan from BMW, MJ Lim from Mercedes-Benz, all these big shots in the companies, right? They actually read my stuff and send me text and email to discuss about it. That's the only method. Not like now you have a comment section to comment and all that. And I was so grateful about that. But now, currently, in this juncture, the people who are in the higher ups and all that, they no longer read. Because they're just so bombarded by so much things every day, right? People hardly read. So,
would you ever write again?
I mean, I do when that thought comes up, but now, because it all takes practice, right? I mean, I would still write when something triggers me that I feel like.
I mean, you write a lot on your Facebook, so.
Yeah, lor.
I mean, it would be nice to, like, as a guy who also grew up with car magazines, I mean, it would be nice to watch you write more. Like I said, the 5 Series, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Actually, when you guys sent me my first video to do with the GT4, and I asked to write, right? I was like, wow, fuck, this is not easy, man. Like,
it's
I
not
write
easy.
again and again and again, and just, You know, it's not easy. Yeah.
To develop the whole story and all that.
Yeah, like I learned copywriting on marketing, like on how to sell things. This is different. Like you're telling stories, you know, and it's just entirely different. And it's like, well, how do you describe a subjective feeling about a car into written words?
Yeah.
I feel it's like no longer appreciated art, because nowadays most articles are just people want to get down to the horsepower, the as facts, you know, and it gets shrunk into like 6 paragraph, barely anything. Like it's like eat bak kut teh, but then you need like got 2 bones inside there. You know? It's like, yeah. So I think also it's a lost art lah, and maybe it's because the industry or the audience don't really look for this anymore. I heard people
good writing is like a movie where the story develops.
Yes.
And you go through it, enjoy the process. A great movie, right?
Yeah.
But now what people like to read is the excerpt of it. It's like those people, this movie is about this 2%. First, then the guy will run away from the zombie. Then the female actor died. Then he did this. Then he did this. Then he jumped over this. And then end of story. Like someone telling you that literally about the whole development of the movie, and then you just okay, I know already. But did you live through that whole thing?
It's really lost. I mean, I wish I could have. I mean, I would pay money to. I don't mind paying, like, say, I don't know, some people do like subscribe. I know there are some other creators not in the car industry. People pay money to read poems from people.
Yeah.
Right? They write poems every month.
Yeah.
And then every month they produce 4 or 5 poems. Yeah. And people pay $5 on their Patreon or whatever just to read. I'm not a fan of poems, but I'm thinking to myself, like, I would pay $10 a month or something just to read about someone's thought about cars, for example, right? Because I'm a car guy, right? You know, just to have a Saturday morning or Monday morning, I drink coffee and I just open up and read, you know. That'd be nice, But anyways, our producers are telling us to wrap up. But I do like a lot of things you share today, you know, about, especially the part we talk about connecting to your passion. It seems like, you know, one thing that I sort of got out today is, you know, there's a lot of risk, like what if things don't work out well, what if this, what if that could happen, everything. But maybe one of the things I want to think about is like, what if we don't connect to our passion and our fulfillment in life? That's also another cost, right? I mean, I cannot imagine my life without connecting with my passion. Like, you know, the cost will be far too great. Like, to live a life that I'm disconnected with my passion. You know, you talk about the midlife crisis, I say the people who are older, they go gambling. Actually, one of the guys, I tried to sell my Kangen machine when I was 2 months in my business, 3 months in my business. And it was an uncle, and he was definitely in pain. He's probably suffering from cancer. And he stopped my presentation halfway. And he told me, "You're wasting your time." You know, I was too lan. And then I was like, if I just show you, stop it, Thomas, you're wasting my time, wasting your time. So at first I was just like, he just don't want to buy me. I said, you know what, I'm just going to lie in him and walk out. He asked me, how old am I? I said, I'm 24. He said, I want to share with you something that I wish I learned at your age. So I'm like, okay, let's listen to the guy, just entertain him. You know? And then he said, you should only spend time doing 3 things in life. Number 1, you should spending time with the people that you love. Number 2, you should spend time doing what you love. Number 3, you're going to spend time to make money that is either scalable or passive. So what I hear is that you must be able to find a way to make money that's in your control, that you can scale up if you wish, or you find a way that the money generation is not involved with your time. Better if you have both. He's actually a very old insurance advisor. He's very top ranked, stay in a big penthouse. And he said that, don't you think it's very funny? We live life the other way, you know. We come out into the world, we get a job, then we make money. Then as we increase we have this trajectory that we'll get married, then we have kids, our expenses keep going up higher and higher. So you keep working more to get a job, get a better job. And then we reach a point that you have to keep sacrificing more time in your job just to keep the job or to earn more money. Then you sacrifice the time you spend with first you give up your hobby one. Because as a father, you always choose your family over hobby per se.
Yeah.
So you sacrifice your hobby. Then so you lose the zest of life because hobby is like what gives you that.
Yeah.
It's like life. Like the way I see it. This is me, not him. The way I see it is like life is like a picture. The colors is actually your hobby, your friends, interaction, right? So you give up hobby. Then your children starts to grow a bit older. Then maybe things happen to you. Something in life happen. Then you have to earn more money. You have to squeeze out your savings. Then you work even harder. Then you sacrifice the time you spend with your family. Then when you reach 50 years old, everything done already. Like, oh, my children all done, everything.
Do you feel it's funny that we have descriptions of what's your profession and what's your hobby? Do you feel like this word was created so that we don't come back to what we love and we're just serving or being employed and do what earns us money, and what we actually love in life should be something that don't earn money, called a hobby. By the way, oh, you're my employee. By the way, you live your life when you have free time. Because that's your hobby.
Yeah.
I think that kind of coining of that phrase actually confuses a lot of people. Come to think of it, it's called a hobby. But actually you were born in you have one life to do what you love, but then this is your profession and this is a hobby. I think coining is the same thing. The word risk, when you think about it, when you take a step back, right, there is no such thing as taking a risk, because you're just doing something to achieve your goal. But if you wrap everything up and call it a risk, do you dare to take the risk? Just like my description, standing on top of the slide, that fear never happened one. When you're talking about, okay, will I go into this? Will I take this job? Will I jump into this job? That kind of fear never ever reached that kind of level, right? So, is that a risk? Come to think of it, it's just something to do.
It puts things in perspective because what you're describing is that a lot of the risk is all up here.
Yes, stress as well.
We contextualize it, we call it stress and risk. We put it into categories and meaning that doesn't really pan out in reality.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. You coin a phrase so that everybody can conveniently lump everything in as that. This is a risk. This is stress.
Yeah. Back to what I was sharing, I know it's a bit long of a story, but I think what really hit me was just, he said that he know a lot of people who are his age, and then they suffer what you call midlife crisis because they've forgotten entirely what was their hobby.
Yeah.
So they just try everything lah. They get the big red car, or they get right. And he's not saying in a way that degrading them. It's just that if you're so disconnected with your hobby, right, you don't know how to connect back. And I think it's so precious to keep that as we grow up, as we grow older, to always stay connected with what gives us zest in life. So he said, a lot of people give all of that up just in terms of money.
People forgot what makes them happy.
Yes, because in the end of the day, family, people you love, and the things that you like to do are the ones who give you like the kind of joy that cannot buy with money, right?
Yeah.
And he said, and he actually passed away the next year.
Oh.
He succumbed to his disease, but he also told me he only learned this 6 years before, so he only learned this at 50 something.
Yeah, a lot of people learn it. After they
so that was the most
got old.
The most valuable sale that I've done that I never got any money. He didn't buy my machine, but he gave me something that fundamentally shaped how I see life.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the Keep It 100 podcast. If you enjoy our content, you probably want to subscribe to the Keep It 100 newsletter as well. See, when I started this podcast, I realized that a lot of people just like myself who want to live the 100 life. And that 100 life for you could be many different kinds of aspects. And whatever it looks like for you, I believe that there are 3 important areas that we have to grow. Number 1, mindset. Number 2, money and finances. And number 3, lifestyle. So what I'm doing in this newsletter is to share my personal insights around these 3 areas of our life so that we can start moving towards our 100th life. If you'd like to get this content and all these insights, please subscribe to the newsletter in the link in the description below.